Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Jarrod Tillinghast. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Bill, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Things are great. You know, I'm trying to move to another level, and things are really progressing, man, fast.
Hey, yeah, well, that's just sometimes when you're running the race, Bill, and you're putting one foot in front of the other and moving in a serving spirit, good things happen.
Yeah, that's
You get
definitely the truth, man.
you gotta give to receive, and you don't receive it in a money in a surprise. I mean, you do in a surprise, but you don't get rewarded in a way that everybody thinks you get rewarded. Like, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, and people always look for stuff in return. If you're just moving sincerely and serving people, I think everything just has a way of falling in place.
And I think a lot of people, they misinterpret of what success is. To me, doing what I love right now and being away from the grips of addiction, I succeeded in my life. I feel like, you know,
Amen. Amen. Listen. It's about persevering through the storm, because
definitely.
they're gonna be storms coming in our life. Category 5, some category 3, but at the end of the day, you have to keep going. And I think the only way to grow is really through suffering. So if you're always comfortable, if everything's always easy, if everything is just always there for you, right? What are you really
Yeah.
growing? You're just kind of growing in self-righteousness. You become more about me because you get everything you want. And now it's really about me. And I think when you suffer and you go through these things in life, you become a person that you realize that it's not about you. And if everybody just kind of took that notion and said it's not about you, this world will be a better place.
Definitely, man.
Mm,
100%.
amen.
So where did it start for you? And so where are you from and how did you get into boxing?
I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. I grew up in Providence. I I was just a wayward child with misguided direction, and you know my dad's life. My dad went to prison when I was 4. Um, Organized crime, and then mom was single and raising 5 kids. So you can imagine how that ride was. It wasn't a So I was fighting a lot, to say the least. I was getting a lot of street fights, like probably like twice a day. So I got to a point where I was getting in trouble, and I come to a crossroad. I had like one foot on a banana peel. Chapo, come here. Come here, Chapo.
When,
Come here.
yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
I'll call you. Come back in 10 minutes. No. 10 minutes, please. Thank you.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. So I was.
All right, 10 minutes, bro.
I was Chapo. Come here. I said 10 minutes, please. Please, 10 minutes. All right. All right. I'm doing something.
I ain't talking about a bigger picture.
Oh my
I
God.
ain't talking about a bigger picture, bro.
All right.
I ain't talking about a bigger picture, bro.
What's the picture?
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. After all that, you see what I go. This is where I'm on a main road in Centerdale, North Providence, Rhode Island, and
Yeah.
I tell you, people are broken out here, man. People are broken, and you see all different times of the day, and you get all different characters that are coming up to my door, and I take all of them in. I don't say, hey, Bill, you got to say, I say no to nobody. I lift people up. I'm like, I know, I know my purpose. It's here to serve people,
Yeah.
and I do it with a sincere, pure heart, and that's important. I see somebody walking by with their head down, and I'm pulling them in my gym, lifting them up, and next thing you know, they start coming around. Next thing you know, he lands a job. Next thing you know, he's in my Bible study on Saturday mornings. So that's what I've been doing the past 5, 6 years is serving people, And
How did this come about? The brawl for it all.
this is a concept I've been doing for a little while here in New England, and it caught fire. Like I put some really good shows on. I had over like 2,500 people a show.
People have been telling me about it. I've been
Yeah.
hearing about your past shows. People that I'm acquaintance with out in Providence were telling me like his shows are epic.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So, how I do it. I get this creative mind that I like to it's almost like you create it's a documentary type / reality show. Because you're telling a story of two regular, ordinary people doing extraordinary things, as my buddy Anthony Acquisto would say. It's just ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and in today's society, everybody's using guns. If I was raised today the way I fought back then, jumping out of cars and doing all that, I'd have been dead already, like dead.
Or in prison for the rest of your life.
Well, these kids out here, they're not playing, man. 14 years old, 13 years old, they're shooting you. So I'm bringing Brawl for it all. I had 2 local guys in Providence when I first did the first one. Every time they seen each other, they would go after each other. It was like everywhere, streets, restaurants. It was a nightmare. So I said, let's do it in the ring. And, that's where you guys can get it done. And everybody accepted. And then everybody started calling me, and I want to call this one out because the call out video is the key. You see?
Yeah.
You got to beef with your neighbor. Your neighbor, his dog's shitting on your lawn. You keep telling him, keep your dog in your yard. And, you guys are going at it back and forth. So you get in touch with me, or we have a website right now, brawlforitall.com.
I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you guys want to get involved.
Yeah, because this is what we're doing now. What we got with my partnership with Celebrity Boxing and Damon Feldman, it's a whole nother height. It's a whole nother level of getting your story out there. You get a chance to get on pay-per-view and some networks, and this is real stuff. And this is like, everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame, right? What you do with it is what you do with it. That's like, we'll give you the platform to get your stuff here and say, all right, this is my 15 minutes. You sell yourself,
wasn't it a weatherman and a disc jockey, right?
Where's that?
The first fight, the first brawl was a weatherman versus a disc jockey, right?
What was the first? No. The first one was a couple of businessmen in Providence, but they were very popular. And the thing was a frenzy, and they're talking shit in these videos. You make a video, and you tell them who you are, what your grudge is, and call them out for Brawl for it all. And I take the video and I send it to them. I post it and I let them know that, this is what your neighbors, he wants to do. This is the platform that we're going to supply. So we shake hands and make up after the fight, and what's done is done. So it's a way of settling your beef and still going home to your family. And you're resolving lifelong grudges with boxing gloves. And when you guys go through the training, we're going to supply training with you, but it's sanctioned. This is done right on a big level. So just by training for a fight, Bill, and going through that, living that fight of life, you're going to gain a certain respect for your opponent, even if you guys don't get along. Now, after the fight, win, lose, or draw, there's another level of respect for each other, because now you're so tired. Now you're just hanging on each other. And it's like, you're getting through it, and you got all that out, and you're able to shake hands, make up. If you're never friends again after that, fine. But at least it's a stepping stone in the right direction.
I got quite a few people that I want to call out, man. So
Let's go.
I'll be sending you a video
Yo, the
soon.
video is the key. If you got something, we're gonna go through the videos and see which ones are colorful and you got to bring it. We're thinking WWE meets People's Court meets American Idol in a boxing ring.
So what are some of the fights that you have had in the past that are that stand out to you?
I'll tell you, I had the Ghost he fought the Lip. That was a big one. Yeah, listen, I create characters out of these guys. Everybody they forget who their first name is, and everybody's got, you go there and you got a group of Ghost fans with all the Ghost shirts on. Over here there's the Lip, and up here is Brockton, and it was just like crazy, and it was so the way it all happened, and with the drama and the hype. The for me, my vision is to get this into like a reality series almost, where it's like a reality documentary, because you find out who these people are, you go in there, you find out who they are, what they do for a living, and what their grudge is about. Almost like a 24/7 camera follows you around, right? How the 24/7 films it when they're getting ready.
Idea.
And in the process of the 24/7 filming, we had Vinny Paz at the announcement the other night, Mickey Ward, Tiger Boletto. We ran into Boo Boo after. Matt Godfrey was there. So there was some, in the process of the 24/7, we had so many colorful, amazing people in New England that can all be a part of this. And I think, if we get 12 fights on the card up here, and when we run our event, we get 12 grudges. Season 1 episode, each fight is an episode, and each one gets their own episode, and you can put who you want in it, and we can do. Sorry.
By the time it gets to the fight, is that like the finale of the episode?
That's exactly. That's like the end of the episode, and that's season 1, episode 1. Now you just told somebody's whole story. You got all their information, and now at the end, you guys come together after all that hype build up. You come together and you make peace with each other. That's the key part of this whole thing. We want to make sure that it's drama and it's a lot of hoopla, but we want it to be a good story and a good ending, because at the end of the day, I'm about bringing people together. I don't believe in separation. I'm not in that business.
So when did your professional boxing career start, and how did you get pushed into the boxing aspect?
I'll tell you, Bill, I was always just a great athlete in football. I was a football player, all state football. I was just, I was well known around the state, and I was doing my thing, playing football and baseball, and I was just involved in anything athletic I did. Boxing was something I never even watched. If people used to ask me about boxing and fighters, I wouldn't, I would know the fighters, but it wasn't like boxing was my thing. It was never my thing. I just kind of walked in the gym in 91. I was 15 and a half, and I trained a couple of months. I walked in with Peter Manfredo was my first trainer, and I was coming along really quick, and I had a good left hook. So Peter said, "You want to fight in the gloves? You get the experience. We got nothing to lose." Sure, I said. At that time, I was fighting anyway, so I knew. So that's what I did. So I went in the gloves, and I ended up fighting John Kimbrough from Grundy's gym in the finals. Now, Kimbrough was 28 years old. He was a full-grown man. That fight is on YouTube. It's from 1991. The fight was very close, but what
was it like to walk into the ring for the first time against a 28-year-old? You're 15 and a half or 16 or whatever. What was that feeling like?
What happened was, what was the blessing was, I ended up getting a bye. I fought twice. I beat both those guys, and then I got the bye into the finals. So I had an extra week to prepare. Now, during that time in my life at 15, 16, you're going through a lot of different hormones and emotions, and that's the toughest part of our life to get through is in them areas. And during that time in my life, I was I had so much fire in me, and I had so much to get out. Like I had, it was just a lot coming up, and I didn't know how to channel it. But when I knew something or somebody was trying to hurt me or trying to take something off of me, right off of my back, it did something to me that I can't explain. I would cry myself to sleep at night, but then I would also wake up in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning, snow blizzard. I remember the time of the fight. I'd get up and I'd get out in the snow, and I would just run like miles, and I'd be crying thinking about how's this guy gonna come in my backyard and take my stuff? Like it's not happening, and I just kind of like obsessed about him, and I trained so hard that 2 weeks. I ran, I would put myself in a position that I literally couldn't go anymore. And then I still would go because that's the breakthrough. When you don't think you can and you still can and you still get through it.
That's what I do with push-ups now, man.
Yo.
I'm like, I can barely even do it.
Yeah,
I've been really getting it in lately. It feels great, man.
It does, right?
It
Yeah.
does.
So I had that mentality then, and I slept in Uniconegate Hill in the woods because I lived on Daniel Avenue and in Silver Lake. And that night before the fight prior, I had to do something that was different. That was going to separate me from everybody. And I knew my opponent wasn't doing it. And I slept in the woods overnight on this rock that we used to hang at.
What?
And it was, yeah, I stayed out in the woods and I just laid there and I was getting bitten and eaten by bugs. But I walked out of the woods the next morning like Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers mixed. I was a different person. And then it was fight night, and the fight's on YouTube. You check it out for yourself. But it was a war. But I was a boy, fighting a man. And after that, I said, let me stay on this surfboard and see where the wave takes me. And I just kind of wanted to be better. If I would learn something, I would put it in my pocket and I would try to learn something that I didn't know. As soon as I get that, I would put it in my pocket and work on another thing I didn't know. And I kept working on the things that I needed to get strength in. So if I got a good left hook, why am I going to keep working on the left hook? I already have a good left hook. I put it in my pocket and I'd work on my feet, work on my head movement. And I really put the work in. And
yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes, man. The whole brawl for it all. And I think it's going to be huge.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. My partner Damon Feldman. I'm telling you, we got so much similarities. The underdogs.
Yeah,
with two underdogs that
he was a boxer as well, right?
He's an ex-pro. He's 9-0 like me.
Same title, man.
We chew the same gum. It's crazy all the similarities we have with each other, and most importantly, he's a real dude, and his heart is right, and this is going to be a really good partnership with celebrity boxing. We're going to take this to a level like I'm excited about it, and I got a lot of people in place, and I have a big network, and I'm going to get everybody involved though, because I didn't get here by myself. This isn't something that I pulled out of my hat and it just happened for me. I had beautiful people in my life that support me, that lift me up, because let's face it, we all get, beat up in life sometimes. And, I got people that are there that don't allow me to have the bad. So I'm protecting my thoughts and I'm moving along, but there's a lot of, all this is going to be all of us.
You see, I think a lot of people, they just see like they just see the flyer, right? And they don't see the late nights and the early mornings waking up and all the paperwork you're doing and all the calls you're making. It's insane. Like just to be able to even do a show like this or to do something on that level it takes a lot of work. It's not just like you just throw it up there and it's done. You
Oh,
know?
it's true. I tell you, the last show was in 2018, and when that was going on, I was rolling, so everything was just flowing, and you watch Damon go, and this guy's on a plane. He's in a different city. He's flying. I'm like, he is moving, and now that all this is resurrected, I'm all over the place, and I'm moving. And I'm trying to put my plugs together and my connections. This is gonna be a really good one. This is gonna be epic. If we could land a celebrity um, main event,
We already got that.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
We already got that.
yeah, but we're just gonna keep it quiet for now, and I like the element of surprise. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm excited, Day man. Bill,
Yeah.
I'm glad you've been grateful. I'm grateful you've been a tremendous help so far, and
Anything I can do for you guys,
yeah,
man. I
man.
want to see it succeed. I want to
Yeah,
get in that ring, man.
hey, listen, you got to make your call out video, right?
Oh, I'm working on it. I'm gonna do it. I might call out a couple different ones because they might not accept. They might not accept. Hey, and I'll just go to the next one until they do accept. Right?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Keep calling them out. These videos they're hysterical. You got to see them, and they're funny. But once everybody, we tag all their friends, and everybody gets involved in that thread, and forget it. That's
And it's all in fun, though. It's not like malice. It's not like you're attacking people's
yeah,
families or
yeah,
going to their house or that
yeah.
jerk off shit that people do out
It's
there.
yeah, it's
It's
hype.
like, yeah, it's professional. So,
That's right. It's done right, man. We don't play we don't take it to the streets. That's why I created this.
yeah.
So it's designed to get your beef where you're going to get in trouble on the street. You already know what's going to happen out there. And then that's going to lead to people's pride and ego getting hurt. And that's why they kill each other, because somebody's ego is, it's just the way it is. So now you get a chance, put the gloves on and do it the old school way.
Yeah, so if you got a problem out there, just call me out, man.
Yeah, that's right. If you got a problem, call Staxx out because he's ready. Right?
I'm ready. So I want to talk a little bit about your book.
My book.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time that, before this concept even happened or came up, before it was even in existence, I had a couple people say, when you're writing your book, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know, because my book is still writing, man. This is only a chapter. Boxing is
but I read that. I was like hooked on it. I'm like, what the hell, man? Where's the rest of this?
Yeah, it pulls you right in, huh? My story?
It was great. Great.
Yeah, that's Victory Journal, Name of the Father. Is that the one you read?
Yep. So can you tell me that story, the story in that book?
Well, that story that Tim Struby wrote, he released in the Victory Journal, Name of the Father. That story won Best American Sports Writing for 2018. That's like the most prestigious award a writer can get. It's like equivalent to an Oscar or a Grammy. And Struby won that award writing that story. But
that's the one with the knife in the head, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but going into that story, I knew that I was going to be transparent. If I'm going to tell my story, then I'm telling the truth. And if it hurt people along the way, or if I bothered somebody, I ruffled feathers, it didn't really matter, because I'm going to be honest about what it is. So that's kind of the approach I took on going into that. And people want to hear real. They want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm not ashamed of it, because the true way to grow isn't in big boys don't cry. Okay. You say that to our kids as they're little, and they're taught to bottle up their emotions right away. The real strength for a man is in being vulnerable. It's okay, because that's how we really, really reach our potential and our growth, when we can be vulnerable. I'm a strong guy. I'm not worried about what somebody says about me. If I, you know what I mean, I can handle it.
Same way.
You know, it doesn't make me less of a man. It makes me more of a man that I could be able to be that. You know, because that's going to help other people seeing that it's okay. Jarrod's vulnerable. Like, come on, that's cool. Like, so
There's a
that's
big difference though when people are on the screen talking shit or in your face in the presence of you, because it's totally different. You
well,
know
yes, because a lot of times you wish they were in the presence of you when they're on,
that.
when they're talking, right?
Hey man,
Hey,
sometimes.
I know.
So, I was supposed to be at the event. Things got a little tangled up. It's all good. You guys, you want to talk a little bit about the event that you guys had and the announcement you guys made there?
Yeah. We now like let's talk about the event quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the lineup we had there?
Insane.
All right.
Insane, man.
Vinny Paz, Mickey Ward, you know, Gary Boletto, Matt Goffin.
The DJ, shout out to the DJ, man.
Yo, we had a nice lineup in there, and everybody's on board and supportive of this, and that's what it's gonna take to get this thing, you know, where I want to bring it. It's gonna take a little bit of John Scully's, it's gonna take the Ray Oliveras, the Paul Morissettes, the Manfredos, the Big Six. I'm gonna put us all together from all over New England, and this is gonna be like about New England boxing in a sense, but also ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
It's a brilliant idea, man.
Yeah. Well, I got something else on my plate too, and I'm just gonna wait for that. But I've been you know, I like to have a good vision, and I'm very creative in my mind, and I'm constantly being you know, I'm constantly trying to create something.
Yeah, I mean, you are on top of your stuff because you tell me I'm gonna call you at this time, or if I got a question for you and I call, you pick up. You're not like
Yeah.
a lot of people, they avoid your calls. It's like they're half in and half out. And
No,
you know,
I've actually called you more than you called me.
Hey man, it's getting the business done. You know, you gotta just keep pushing.
Yeah, man. We're gonna listen. This is you know, you're talking pay-per-view, you know, maybe some TV networks we're gonna tie in with, you know, sponsorships, anything like that is a good opportunity for everybody involved, you know. So
Definitely.
this is gonna go, man. This is gonna go. And the way I want to put it together, you know, now imagine this. Now we go like traveling, like WWE. We pack our trucks and we go to this state and we settle 12 grudges in that state, and there's season 2.
Build the ring,
And
go to Chicago, go to Florida.
Then you go and fly into Miami, settle in a grudge in Miami. And now you build it, you settle 12 grudges in Miami, season 3, episode 1 to 12.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, man. It become like a WWE of boxing almost, you know?
Madison Square Garden event, you can make it.
I know we got a lot of characters that can play their part in it, you know? Yeah, and you'll see at my event how I do it. It's a / entertainment. It's entertainment along with, you know, because I'll have a live podcast over there with the 4 brothers, the Estrada kids and the Estrada brothers, you know, the fighters and firefighters. And
you said, so none of the fights are scripted.
No,
right?
No, the fights are real. This is, you know, that's the difference. You know, the grudge is real. You settle the score. Everything up to the grudge could be whatever it is. But when you get in the ring, it's official.
I can't wait, man. So yeah. you guys said you're around your first event will be around September, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in talks right now with my team. I originally it was in June, but it's kind of like right on top of us. And you know what it takes to get one of these events together and all the right people in the right place.
Nick M says I boxed with Jarrod out in Coventry, Rhode Island.
Oh, no kidding. That's right. Who's that, Nick M? He boxed with me in Coventry?
Coventry, yeah. That's what he said.
Wow, those were the days. Nick, with Frank Houlihan, Chickaroni, Tiny Richie. That was where boxing was, Coventry those days. Who's that?
Let me ask you this. Why do you think it is that
Who's that
you,
dude? Paul Griffith?
Paul Clinton says, "What's up, Staxx?" Why do you think it is that you didn't fall into the same organized crime life?
That's a good question. That's a great question, Bill. So coming up, there was I was that kid that was
Morganell, Nick Morganell,
Nick
Morgell,
Mo- Oh
Morgell.
yes, no kidding.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Nick, man.
shout out Nick. Hope to see you at Bro for It All, buddy. Um, Growing up, I was like a kid that would hold grudges. In a sense, no wonder I'm doing settling grudge matches now. But I didn't hold a grudge against like people. I held a grudge against what organized crime did to my family, almost in that sense. It wasn't like a grudge because I still knew all of them, and I still was respectful to all of them, but I didn't want to be what my dad was. And no matter how I tried to move and shake it, it always was that.
They always try to bring you back into it. Like,
No, it's not nobody trying to lure me into that game. It was more or less I was Jarrod Tillinghast, but I never got recognized by my first name because it was just Tillinghast. So I was automatically put in that organized crime category because I'm Jerry's son. Now I'm a boxer. Then I was doing some crazy stuff coming up, and it might have looked like I was, heading that way, but I had my own crew. I was with my own guys. I didn't tie into anybody. Yeah,
you're like, man, I made my own crew. I didn't need them.
nah, I had my own crew and I didn't deal with that. And I respected everybody and I put love on everybody and I treated everybody with respect. But I didn't want to be that. I wanted to redefine the Tillinghast name and I wanted to change the legacy. Because when you think of Tillinghast in Rhode Island, what do you think about?
Well, so when you're growing up, do you feel like you're kind of like mandatory have to do this type of stuff? Do you feel like I'm involved with it anyway because my family's involved with it, so I might as well just? Did you feel like trapped, kind of?
trapped as the to be that.
Yeah, like you have to do certain things or you have to act a certain way.
Nah, I didn't have to do nothing. I moved by myself. Nobody told me nothing.
Did the
Nobody
police harass you?
actually I think I harassed them more than they harassed me. The police were they weren't bad to me. It was the choices I was making that was putting me in a position for you tie their hands almost. You know, you're making choices, you're doing stupid things, so I there's a lot of I was able I describe it as I was able to run between the raindrops and not get wet.
Tammy says your father was a great man. R.I.P.
Oh, the best, the best. Dad always like he just knew, and this blessing happened on his 1 year anniversary. Not a lot of people know the story on how this came about, and I was just like, I connected the dots instantly, and I just kind of known that wow, God is showing up now because we think things are on our time. We think like because we put the work in and it doesn't happen. We think because like, oh, come on, what's going on? Blah. But it's not our time. It's when he thinks we're ready, when he knows we're ready for that blessing, he'll put it in front of you. But a lot of times we're not even looking at it because we're looking down the street because we want the prize right away.
See, back in the day, I always used to be like, poor me, poor me. I was born into the wrong family. We don't have money. This and I always used to be like that. And then something happened where I'm like, I'm like, it's not for me. I make my path. I need to make my own path.
Yeah, that's right. And doesn't matter what we did in the past, Bill, because that's why they call it the past, right? But we can always stop now and make a new ending. And that's kind of like how I did it. Like I knew I made mistakes. I knew I hurt people. I knew I did all these things wrong. So I said, if I could stop today and make a new ending and serve people from this point forward, right? I have a lot of making up to do.
Like if you would have got it early, it would have been premature, right? Or
I wouldn't have got
same
it
with
ready
me.
if I
If I would have got it, it would have been like, you're not ready for this.
I
Something
wasn't.
bad could
Yeah,
happen.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it. Like now, like my growth game is strong. You know, emotionally. You know, is kind of I did the work. I put the work in. The work no one wants to put in.
Same here.
Yo, I did it. I did. I put the work in, and I arrived in a place that I'm happy. I could be alone, sleeping in the doghouse, but I know I'm happy, and I know that good things were coming. I knew God was going to arrive on His time, and next thing you know, Lamar Odom crosses the front of my car, and right away, the first thing I'm thinking of is seizing that moment. I don't know. I just needed to seize it because I'm not going to get that moment twice.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna walk in front of my car at the same exact time I pull up. It's only him and I. It was timed perfect. It was like God said, here's the blessing. Let me see what you can do with it because I've made you wait so long. Let me see if you're ready for this. And my mind was I already had it in the bag before I even opened the door.
You're like, bam, this is the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and I just look up in the sky and I'm like, God, like you just amazing. I look I look up and I'm like, and then I'm so grateful that he gave me that you know that tenacity to just go. I'm going in 100% of the
Yeah,
time. I'm
you
going
could
in.
have been feeling like insecure and like, I'm not gonna go talk to him.
A lot of people freeze in that moment. You're gonna see Lamar Odom and you're gonna be like, oh, like hi Lamar. No, not me. I went up to him. I put my arm around him. I pulled him in the gym. I act like I knew him 100 years.
It's what I did with 50 Cent and Jada Kiss when I met him. Like, what's up, man?
All right, you act like you act like you belong, man. That's half the
Yeah,
battle.
exactly.
That's what I did. I just kind of and he's like, I gotta go. I'm like, I know you do, but you got to see this first.
And then
and
it just connected, right? Like he loved the idea.
he loved the idea, but it is he loved the idea, but it wasn't for him. It wasn't for him. Even if he loved it, and he had his manager texting me because I wanted him to see it. But it was for Damon all along. It wasn't. It was never. If Lamar's manager called me and wanted to make a deal, it was still Damon's and mine.
Yeah.
I had a relationship with Feldman for a while now. We spent a few years on the phone and getting to know each other, and we spoke on it already. And I knew he had his foot on the gas with celebrity boxing, so I wanted to give him that, And I watched him just crush it and crush it and crush it, and I was like, this. And I kept like, yo, keep going.
Yeah, you guys had similar drive.
Yeah, man. And there's so many similarities. And then when Lamar Odom's manager was sending me messages, I sent the screenshot to Damon. I'm like, yo, this dude is texting me. They love this concept, but I'm your guy. I said, I'm loyal, man. This is our thing,
Yeah.
And a day later, we had a deal.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I see this thing getting big.
Yeah, it's gonna be big, man. We need start submitting grudges to the website, Brawl for It All. You could submit your grudges, get them in here, get them. Let's go. This is your 15 minutes of fame right now. You get a chance to get the platform. What you do with it, get your colorful team. Be colorful. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? This is your chance. We give them an opportunity.
I'm gonna put the website in there right now. The Brawl for It All.
Is it number 4?
Is it?
I can't look at my phone because we're on.
I got it.
All right.
I'll look. I got it.
Does anybody have any questions about this? Can you see any, Bill?
1 sec. Yeah, it was a 4. I got it. Brawl for it all, and it's a 4. And I just put the link in the description. If you guys want to make a video to submit to call somebody out, just go in the description of this video and make a video, a call out video, be colorful, and submit it to Jarrod, and he'll go through them.
Yeah.
And if anyone has any questions, go ahead.
Sorry, Bill. At the end of the, you know, who you are, what your beef is, who you're calling out, and I'm calling you out for Bro for it all. Are you tough enough? And that's the slogan at the end. There you go.
There's Chuck Liddell. Shout out to Chuck Liddell. I got a video with him. I was in a strip club working in Minneapolis. Who comes walking in the door?
Right?
Chuck Liddell. I gotta take a piss, he says. I'm the DJ at the club, right?
Yeah.
And he comes up behind me, grabs my shoulder. He's like, I gotta take a piss, man.
Is Nicole, you watching this?
He's like, I gotta take a piss, man. And I'm like, yo, do a video with me real quick. He's like, when I get done.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Hilarious. Here, I'll show you the video, man. Here, I'll show you the video. It's pretty funny. Let's see if I could find it.
I can't wait for tomorrow, Bill.
What do you got going on tomorrow?
I get better looking every day.
Yeah. All right, we got the Iceman right here. Now, this is when I was DJing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Chuck Liddell came in to take a piss. And I had to let him in.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm with the Iceman right now. No, Chattin with Staxx. Appreciate you, man.
That's cool,
Iceman. Yeah,
that's
man.
Cool. That's
he came in to take a leak, and they were what's his name was outside too. Brock Lesnar and someone else was with him. That was pretty cool. Shaquille, what's up, man? If anyone has any questions about Brawl for it all, put your comments in the comment section. And if you guys want to call in anyone out.
Yeah, let's go, man.
There's not very many people on here right now. It's a little early, you know.
It's a tough time of day. Let's get back. Let's cross up later on. I get a couple of people in here now. I'm going to train. So
definitely, man.
Let's talk later, and we'll keep it going, and we'll just keep pressing, man. We got to land a doctor, a lawyer. You know what? We need the politicians. A Democrat versus a Republican. What?
If anyone's out there, call them out. Make sure you do your call out video.
That's what we want. We want a Democrat and a Republican. I think the world would love to see you two guys beating each other's brains in, right?
They would love it. Yeah.
I think that's what we need. We need to like slap a politician around.
We need that. We need
in a good way. Don't take it personal.
We need like
Democrat, Republican,
the Marines against the Army. You can do stuff like that.
Cops versus cons.
That would be a great one. Hey, sign me up, man.
Yo,
I'd fight a cop. With the badge off, of course.
Don't be surprised. You got some cops in there that could get it in. They're out there. What do you say?
Really, Sequili?
That's hysterical.
All right, important ones are here. Yeah, the important ones are here. That's what matters.
Right? Is that Timmy?
Sequili.
Great idea.
Yeah, man.
There's so many things we could do with this.
Definitely. Well,
sky's the limit with this.
You got my support 100%, man. Whatever you need, I got you.
Bill,
And
you're my guy, man. You already know moving forward, man. You're with me.
definitely.
Let's
And
go, buddy.
you have a great day, man. I appreciate you. And you're
Yeah,
welcome
Bill.
back here anytime.
Thank you. But next time we'll get Damon on here.
Yeah, man. We'll go. I'm gonna I got some plans, and we'll set up a show for around nighttime, around 7, and a lot of people will join around that time.
All right, let's do it. I'll get on again.
Definitely, man. So if you guys like this show, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. You want to give anyone a shout out before we go?
Just my team. I'd say I'm drawing a blank right now. The old, know what I want? The old Brawl for It All. All the old Brawl for It All contestants, anybody who fought in there that's a part of it, come back. Not saying you have to fight, but I want to make you guys a part of this too. So anybody who had anything to do with Brawl for It All that helped out in any way, and you know, reach out to me. I want to get this thing. I want everybody involved. I want everybody. You know, we got a lot of people throughout all New England, and you might have people that you love. Bring them. Let's go. He might have somebody he loves. Bring them. Let's just come together, man. Unity. Let's do this as one. I don't believe in separation or groups, or I don't do that stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to bring everybody together, and I think this is a big thing for all New England.
Definitely, man. I'm here to help
Yeah.
any way I can, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, mad respect, buddy.
Thank
I
you.
I appreciate you. All right.
Same here.
I'll call you later.
Definitely.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
You guys have a great day, and remember,
Yo.
don't be a bitch. Peace. Later, man.